ABC 7 at 4. Today on Smart Money, we're talking about a top concern for just about everybody getting ready to retire, making sure your wealth lasts and works for you. Well, financial expert Mirau is here to explain why this concern exists, even for successful people, and share practical strategies to help build confidence in your financial future. Well, Brian, according to a recent study from Global Atlantic, 2/3 of investors are worried their retirement income may not last their lifetime, and 3 out of 10 say they're extremely or very concerned. Why is this such a big fear for people planning for retirement?
Well, it's a huge concern, Nicole, because retirement today can last 20 or 30 years. People are living longer, but costs like health care and housing, they just keep going up. And without a structured income plan, it's easy to feel like you're flying blind on this thing. And, that fear is real, and even for people who've done a great job of saving.
So how do concerns like inflation and healthcare costs play into that fear?
Well, inflation and healthcare costs are the 2 biggest threats to retirement income. Inflation eats away at your purchasing power year after year, and healthcare expenses can hit you hard, especially later on in life. And if your plan doesn't account for these rising costs, you may be withdrawing more than what you expect to, and that can absolutely shorten how long your savings are going to last.
Well, could a retirement income plan help people feel more confident about preserving what they've saved?
Well, absolutely. A good retirement income plan helps you create dependable income streams, regardless of what the market does. We use a combination of strategies that may include guaranteed income sources, diversified income brackets, and tax planning. When clients see exactly where their money is going to be coming from, their confidence goes way up.
We're talking today about the fear of running out of money in retirement. So, Brian, how have you seen this fear affect how people approach retirement planning?
Well, honestly, fear can either paralyze people or push them into making rushed decisions. And I've seen people avoid investing altogether or delay their retirement out of anxiety. And, on the flip side, some people chase risky returns because they feel like they're running out of time. Fear should never, ever drive the plan. A strategy should.
Brian, can you talk about how making decisions based on fear could put someone's retirement at risk?
Well, emotional decisions usually lead to poor outcomes. Pulling money out of the market during a downturn, overloading on risky investments, or neglecting your healthcare planning. These are all common mistakes that we see when fear takes over. And that's why we guide clients with logic, not panic.
If someone out there is afraid they could run out of money in retirement, what's the first step you'd recommend?
Well, the very first step is to get a written income plan. That's the foundation. It maps out how much you're going to need, where that income is going to come from, and how to protect against inflation and other risks. And that clarity can make all the difference in the world in easing those fears.
For viewers ready to take action, what should they do next?
Well, people are living longer than ever, and that's great news. But it also means your money has to last longer, and running out of money is one of the biggest risks that retirees face today. But it doesn't have to be your story. If you don't have a written retirement income plan, now's the time to get one put together. And actually today, Nicole, we're offering a complimentary visit packed with tons of information and offering their own personal toolkit to all of our viewers. And, if you give us a call, but basically what we're going to help you do is create dependable income streams so that you're not relying solely on unpredictable markets. We also help you understand the biggest risk to your savings, things like inflation, healthcare cost, and income gaps, and also build a strategy to help safeguard your future and give you confidence in the years ahead. And this analysis and toolkit, Nicole, it's completely free and there's no obligation. If you want to give us a call at 915-233-2904 to schedule your complimentary retirement income review, we'd be happy to do that. And also, Nicole, as a special bonus, when you come in, we'll also give you a copy of my book, Smart Money for the Backside of Life. And it's filled with real world tips and stories to help you navigate the most important chapter of your financial life.
For your personal retirement toolkit and a copy of Brian's playbook on retirement, Smart Money for the Backside of Life, you can call Brian and his team at 915-233-2904 and schedule your free visit. Or you can also visit their website, www.mirocapital.com/TV. Brian, always a pleasure.
Nicole, thanks for having me today.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.